Okay, we're going to quickly factor some perfect squares, difference of squares, things that have perfect square terms in them. So the key to dealing with anything with perfect squares is to notice that there's perfect squares. So 16 is 4 squared, 81 is 9 squared. So something like 16x squared minus 81, we know is going to have a 4, and x squared is x. Or sorry, x squared is x squared. And it's going to have a 9. Because I know that if I have two terms with a 4x and a 9, I don't know if it's going to be plus or minus, but I have two terms with a 4x and a 9, I'll be able to do 4 times 4 gets me 16x squared. Cool. 9 times 9 gets me 81. I want it to be negative, so I know one needs to be negative, one positive. And if I do my outer and inner terms, my outer and inner terms, 9 times 4x will be 36x, and negative 9 times 4x will be negative 36x, and they'll cancel each other out. You can check this with FOIL. You can do it more slowly if you like, but the key was noticing that these are squares in the first place. Same thing, x squared minus 9. X squared is obviously a perfect square. That's what it's written. And 9 is a square of 3. For x squared plus 9, this would be really easy, right? X plus 3 and x plus 3, except for it wouldn't work. Because x squared is good, 9 is good, but this gets you 3x, and that gets you 3x. This gets you 3x, and that gets you 3x. And that would be 6x's, which we don't have. But for x squared minus 9, as long as one of these is a negative 3, either that one or that one, we still end up canceling out that middle term, that x term, and this is our factored version, x minus 3x plus 3. If this seems like I'm kind of pulling these numbers out of the air, I'm going to scroll down here. These are some things we've looked at in class. These are some patterns that we see over and over and over and over. They are worth memorizing. And the first two look like that. Well, I mean, really, they look like that. Let's do some more here. X squared and 16. Okay, I know I'm dealing with an x and a 4 in my two terms. I know that because x squared is x squared and 4 squared is 16. Here, I'm ending up with double 4. So if I do these as both positives, this is a positive, this is a positive, that's a positive, scroll back to these guys here, positive and positive show up when I have a plus b squared. So here, x plus 4 is my a and my b, my first term, my second term squared. So noticing that I'm starting with a perfect square, that I'm ending with a perfect square, and that all of my terms are at addition, and that my middle is double the root of that number, leads me to that. This will be hard to notice at first and easier to notice as you go on. 9x squared and 6x and 1. 9 is 3 squared. X squared is x squared. 1 is 1 squared. So I know I'm dealing with 3 x's and 1's. And positive, and this here is double that root. So this is 3x plus 1 and 3x plus 1, or we could write it like this, more compact, 3x plus 1 squared. Let's do some more. These are just really quick. If they're not making sense, ask some questions or go back and take a look. So 16x squared minus 40x plus 25, that's something to look out for there, that negative sign in the middle. And that negative sign in the middle only showed up here when I'm dealing with a minus b squared. So my a term and my b term here, or what would later become when I factor my a and my b, here's a 4x and here's a 5, because 5 squared is 25, 4 squared is 16, x squared is x squared. So I'm dealing with 4 x's and 5's. In this example here, it is minus and minus. 4x minus 5 and 4x minus 5. 4x and 4x is 16x squared. That's good. Negative 5 and negative 5 is positive 25. That's good. And for our middle term, these two get me negative 20x, and these two get me negative 20x. Two negative 20s is a negative 40. So this is 4x minus 5 times itself, or we can write it like that. Last quick example here, 81x squared and 18x and 1. Again, 1 is a perfect square. It doesn't look like it, but it is. So 81 is 9 squared, and it's an x. And 1 is 1 squared, so I know I'm dealing with something like this. And here, positive and positive means that I'm probably doing that. And I just have to check, is this number 18 double that number? Yep. So this works out. So this is 9x plus 1 squared. When you're first watching this, this may feel like it's magical and it goes way too fast. As you get better at these and as you start to notice them, you may think that I'm going too slow. These are patterns that when you start to see them, jump out at you, or at least hopefully will soon jump out at you.